عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. My dear respected listeners, it is an unimaginable mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have come very close to the most blessed month, wherein the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower so much that our mashayikh say that it is actually a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we cannot physically see them. Because if we were able to see how bountiful and how plenty and abundance, how the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are being showered like a thunder, we would have lost our minds. For most of us, for all of us, this is not going to be the first Ramadan of our life. We've had many Ramadan in the past, 30, 20, depending on the age, 60, 50, whatever. But as we are approaching Ramadan, we should remind ourselves that the past Ramazans that have passed in our life, were we able to fulfill the right of the month? And if we were not, and definitely we were not, are we ready for another Ramadan? Because the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is such that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses people. But then, if people value that blessing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases it. And if people become negligent of that blessing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes that blessing away from them. So, our mashayikh say that if Ramadan comes and we enter it and we pass it, just like our usual days, without caring for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without caring for the blessed month that we are living through, without trying our best to utilize from the showers of mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it so happens that if, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes displeased with our negligence, then Ramadan comes and keeps on coming again and again, but our mind is set in a way that we never value the Ramadan. Ramadan never becomes something that changes our life. Ramadan never becomes something that will take us out from the list of the people headed to Jahannam and put us into the list of the people who are headed to Jannah. And these people are such wretched people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. But these are such wretched people that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we all have heard of this hadith by now, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and he started ascending the pulpit, the mimbar of his masjid sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Jibreel alayhi salam came at that very moment and made a bad dua. There was three bad dua. The one that relates to us right now is that destroyed be the person who finds Ramadan and is not even then not able to get maghfirah, get forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it comes in narrations, the detailed narration says that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not say Ameen to this. Jibreel alayhi salam told the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to say Ameen upon this. And whose command does Jibreel deliver? Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's. So then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Ameen. And that means that upon the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the highest angel of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, made a dua, and the highest human being, the highest creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on whom our deliverance in the hereafter is based, said Ameen to this. Which means, Ya Allah, accept this dua. Ameen literally means, Ya Allah, accept this. Ya Allah, accept this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us understanding and realization of what is coming. It comes in narrations that right at the onset of Ramadan, the last day of Sha'ban, the Prophet ﷺ gathered the Sahaba and introduced Ramadan to them. And this is a khutbah of the Prophet ﷺ, in which the Prophet ﷺ told us about the key things that should be done in Ramadan and the virtues of Ramadan. So it begins with Ya ayyuhan nas qad adhallakum shahrun azim. O people, upon you is dawning, upon you is coming the shadow of you are being taken under the shadow, under the protection of a great month, Shahrun Azim, Shahrun Mubarak, a month filled with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shahrun Mubarak, Shahrun fihi layla khayrun min alfi shahr. In this month there is a night which is better than 1,000 months. Better than 1,000 months. So the deeds performed on that night are rewarded in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as if they were performed continuously for 1,000 months. Inshallah, we'll talk about it because it is most narrations are that it is in the last 10 nights. So we'll talk about it inshallah when it comes near. But the Prophet ﷺ further said, "Man taqarraba fihi bi khaslatin min al-khayr, kana kaman adda fariḍan fima siwah." Whoever does whatever goodness in this month, it is like fulfilling a necessary first command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So every good deed that you do, it may not be first, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases the reward of that as if you did a first act, as if you did a necessary compulsory act. وَمَنْ أَدَّى فَرِيضَةً فِيهِ كَانَ كَمَنْ أَدَّى 70 فَرِيضَةً فِي مَا سِوَاهُ. And then whoever actually does a first deed, whoever does some first thing in this month, it is as if they get a reward 70 times more. 70 times more. So sometimes we get confused that when we are doing a farz, the Prophet ﷺ has put a number on it, number one, that you get 70 times more reward for that first deed. We should remember that at most occasions, this 70 is just like hundreds to the Arabs, or multiple fold, many times. So, for example, when we're speaking English, we'll say he did it 1,000 times, or he did it hundreds of times. So, 70 or 70 is a figure that they used to show excessive amount. So, whoever does one first, the reality of the matter is that we do not know how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to reward. It is beyond count. 70, like just as we would say, so much that it's uncountable basically. So when somebody does something that is not a farz, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases it, the reward, to something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually asked us to do. The ulama have compared these two things. The farz being extended, rewarded 70 times more, and a nafil being rewarded like a farz. And they have found out that actually, relatively, the bigger multiplication is of the nafil. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is increasing the reward, if you compare the two, how many folds Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is increasing it, the nafil becoming a farz, is increasing the status of something more than the farz becoming multiple fold. But anyway, وَهُوَ شَهْرُ الصَّبْرِ, and this is a month of patience. شَهْرُ الصَّبْرِ. The ulama have explained that what is sabr. We generally think that whenever a calamity falls, something is not going the way we want it to go, and we have to have to hold ourselves. We just have to control ourselves. That is sabr. We are patient. That is only one kind of patience. The Quran explains other two more important kinds of patience, which is sabr ala al-ita'ah wa sabr ala al-ma'siyah. One is that whatever is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in fulfilling that command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever hardship comes your way, whatever hardship comes our way, we are patient in the face of that hardship. For example, during the month of Ramadan, we have to stay away from particular things, eating, those specific relationships. It will be hard upon us. The point of this line is that this whole month is the month of patience. So, coming to the masjid, staying up late, oftentimes Tarawih gets done in this part of the year by at least 11:30 here, right? So, we are staying up, our schedule is disturbed, next day we have to go to work, then we have to get up at 3:30 max for Sahih. All of that is going to be hard. It is meant to be hard. It is supposed to be hard. Otherwise, what's the point of Ramadan? If there is no hardship, there is no point of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Hazrat Dr. Abdul Haisar Arifi, my grand shaykh, used to say that, see, our nature is that we run away from hardships. There's several nafil hardships throughout the year, several non-compulsory hardships that if we choose them, we will get nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we will become beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but our nature is that we don't want to do them. So out of His mercy, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has dedicated a month of hardship for Muslims and has made hardship compulsory during that month. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that we are going to run away and never come near to Him through the way of hardship if we were given an option. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this month has taken that option away and has made fasting mandatory and has made qiyamul layl, or standing in the night, mandatory. And it is out of mercy. So this is a month of patience. You have to be patient in fulfilling the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to be patient in fulfilling the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when it comes to staying away, you still have to be patient in staying away. No matter how hard you want to do something, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to train you or train us to stay away from that thing. Get in the habit of staying away. If you stay away, our Mashayikh say that if you try your best and these full 29-30 days, you try your best to stay away from excessive eating, from excessive talk, from indulging in useless things, and that relationship that is forbidden during Ramadan, during fasting, it is hope from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that throughout the year, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it easy for you to stay away from those things when they are haram, if they are haram. For example, those kind of relationships that are haram. For example, that kind of eating which is haram. For example, that kind of talk which is haram. If we train ourselves, as Shaykh Dr. Haisar Arifi used to say, that whenever you have to tame an animal, if you talk to the people who keep animals or the zookeepers, whenever they have to tame an animal, these are the two things that they do to them. Number one, they keep them hungry. Number two, they don't let them sleep enough. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing to us in this month of Ramadan. Taming our nafs, keeping it hungry, and not letting it sleep excessively. If we fulfill it in letter and in spirit, So the purpose of Ramadan is to decrease your appetite. It's not to only change your schedule of eating. You understand what I'm saying? For most of us, and I am also to blame in this, that we think that we are basically going to miss one meal, that is our lunch. So we'll eat a little more in Sahri and we'll eat a little more in Iftar, and that will compensate for that meal. That is not the purpose of fasting. The purpose of fasting is to actually decrease your eating. Similarly, when it comes to staying up at night, okay, fine, I have to pray 20 rakat. I'll stay in the masjid. I'll get home by midnight. Whatever sleep I'm losing on, I'll make up for it during the day or after I return from work, and I'll sleep, before Asr, however much time I can get. The point is not to make up for the reduced sleep. The point of this month is to tame yourself by actually reducing your sleep and actually reducing your intake of food. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us that. Rasulullah has said, "Huwa shahru sabr, wa sabr thawabuhul jannah." This kind of patience, the Prophet ﷺ, the truest of creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most truthful of creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is promising that this will definitely get you into Jannah. وَالصَّبْرُ ثَوَابُهُ الْجَنَّةِ. A general rule: patience in obedience, patience in doing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking you to do, and patience in staying away, refraining from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking you to refrain from, and also being patient on calamities. These three kinds of patience, they together make up the word sabr, and sabr thawabuhul jannah. Sabr is definitely going to get you into Jannah. Wa shahrul mawasa, a month of brotherhood, a month of feeling the pain of your brother, feeling for your brother. One general meaning is that whenever you stay hungry, you get to appreciate the pains of hunger. You get to understand what hunger is really like. And this is very important for us living in the United States. We have forgotten what staying hungry feels like for most of us. The other thing is that not only in terms of hunger, but in terms of every single suffering that our brothers may be having. Not only in terms of lack of food, but in all sorts of hardship. We have to reach out and we have to connect with our brothers who are suffering. And we have to feel their pain and do whatever we can do. Therefore, not only praying is recommended, not only fasting is recommended in this month, but also spending excessively in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is recommended. You spend on your brothers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases your reward. The Prophet ﷺ in this khutbah, I think, he has said that this is a month, I'm pretty sure it is in this khutbah, yes, it is a month in which the rizq, you understand rizq, right? The provisions that we get from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever sort, be it physical or be it spiritual, they are increased. One reason of them increasing is that we start sharing. So it's not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to keep us hungry and reduce food for us. We are being asked to stay hungry, but the food and the provision is actually going to be increased. And we all experience that every year after year in Ramadan. Inshallah, we'll experience this year as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us more control over ourselves. من فطر فيه صائما كان له مغفرة لذنوبه وعتق رقبته من النار. Whoever gives to his brother something to break their fast, كان له مغفرة لذنوبه, all his sins will be forgiven. What kind of sins? Minor sins. The sins that are not still a burden on us in terms of missed salah. If you miss salah, if you miss siyam, if you miss zakat, if you missed hajj even, we are supposed to do hajj, we have the money but we are not doing it, we are being reluctant. All these things will have to be done, right? If salat is missed, we'll have to make up for it. The Prophet ﷺ has said that the person who has even one remaining salah in their account, they are not even going to get the fragrance of Jannah. This is such a hard thing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a realization. Whatever salah, whatever siyam, whatever remaining ibadat, farais that we have remaining in our account, we'll have to fulfill them. But the minor sins, the Prophet ﷺ has said that giving somebody to break their fast, it is going to become a compensation for those sins. وَعِتْقُ رَقَبَتِهِ مِنَ النَّارِ, and a source of freedom for his neck from the hellfire. وَكَانَ لَهُ مِثْلُ أَجْرِهِ مِنْ غَيْرِ أَنْ يَنْتَقَصَ مِنْ أَجْرِهِ شَيْءٍ. And the person who is giving to fast will get the same reward as the person who is actually breaking the fast. That does not mean that the people who have to fast can actually just help people break fast and not fast themselves. But everybody has to fast, but the reward is increased. So instead of one fast, the however many people you include in your breaking the fast, in your iftar, you get their reward as well. In a way that their reward is not decreased, but your reward is increased. And the Sahaba asked, Ya Rasulullah, not everyone among us has the capacity to give a meal to break fast. Because it is expected that when somebody is hungry for the whole day, they are going to eat a full meal at least. Prophet ﷺ responded, يُعْتِ اللَّهُ هَذَا الثَّوَابِ مَنْ فَطَّرَ صَائِمًا عَلَى مَذْقَةَ لَبَنٍ أَوْ شَرْبَةً مِّن مَاءٍ وَمَنْ أَشْرَعَ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives this reward of freedom from all his sins and freedom from hellfire to a person who even gives a piece of a dry date to somebody to break their fast, or even something to drink only. That reward is also given. One of the reasons why we have this sheet here is not that this masjid, alhamdulillah, has iftar every single day, no matter if somebody puts their name down here or not. This is to provide all of us an opportunity to take part in the reward. Inshallah, we'll hold here, and then next week, inshallah, which is the first Friday of Ramadan, inshallah, we'll complete this, life permitting, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us realization of the month of Ramadan, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this month a useful one for us and one that changes our lives. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Brothers